Series team that a lot of the Ganassi drivers drive. They get their power from the Ganassi team in the Busch Series.
We're getting down to it. White flag, and Ryan Newman takes the white flag.
Mayfield looking for the win. Who's going to have enough fuel to make the final lap? Bobby Labonte is off the pace on the back straightaway a little bit, getting passed by a few cars. Here comes Jeremy Mayfield. He wins the Chevy Rock and Roll 400.
And now Robbie runs out of fuel right in front of Scott Riggs.
Riggs might have been ready for that.
Or he blew up, one or the other.
I think he blew up. He's smoking heavily down in one.
Yeah, but it cost Riggs his spot. Or no, I guess it didn't.
White flag is in the air.
Working the final lap here at Michigan. Mayfield down the backstretch.
Does he have enough?
Does he have enough fuel to get there? Can Riggs possibly rope him in? You come to Michigan, sometimes you have to gamble to win. Jeremy Mayfield driving for Ray Evernham raced his way into the chase 1 year ago, and today Jeremy Mayfield takes the checkered flag at Michigan.
Edwards wants to see.
Greg's about a half a straightaway back and slowing. White flag one more time.
One more time, baby, if you can do it.
Biffle 4 seconds back. Earnhardt may catch him.
I'm holding my breath, Larry.
Carl Edwards.
And so is Carl.
Makes the move to Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota pay off as he comes off turn number 4 to win the Coca-Cola 600.
He did it.
By about 5 seconds over Greg Biffle.
Guacamole, buddy. Awesome, awesome
The
job.
white flag is out. One more time at Darlington. Carl Edwards, earlier this year, won at Charlotte in a 600-mile race, and now the longest race of the year time-wise, down the backstretch for the final time. Carl Edwards, as he comes through 3 and 4, he'll see the checkered flag. He'll add his name to the legends that have won at Darlington. Carl Edwards wins the Southern 500.
Awesome. Way to go, Harris. Way to go, team. Woo! White flag one more time.
One lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Carl Edwards well out in front of a great battle for second place. Earnhardt, Busch, Elliott, and Bain for the top 5. Checkered flag in the air. Carl Edwards dominates Bristol.
What I'm talking about. Great work, guys.
That's where the spotters start running to the other spotters saying, all right, we got 1 lap to go.
White flag. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. And here it is. Here's the move.
Look at this. Contact. Did they make contact?
No. It's pretty close, but this is going to be a drag race.
Last gasp. Turn 3. Last lap. Traffic ahead. Kyle Busch the leader.
Look at this.
Carl
Look at
Edwards
this.
right
Look at
there.
this.
Moves him to win it. Carl Edwards bump and dump and run.
Oh, God.
How did he pull that off?
That's a teammate.
Oh, my goodness.
27 victories.
You're the man, dude. You're the man. I don't know what happened, but that was cool.
Stays close by. And look at the celebration. It has just been declared official. Carl Edwards wins at Texas.
I want to know, is he going to climb back on the car to do a backflip?
I was just getting ready to say, normally it's a backflip when Carl Edwards wins a race, but he does it off the door.
He's there.
The white flag waves. 1 lap to go from Credit One Bank.
Man, what do you do if you're Truex? You want to hook that yellow line, but the 22's getting a big run off the top.
It's all going to come.
Oh, he's going to get there.
It's going to come down.
Don't give him the outside.
It's going to come down to it right here.
Oh, the Truex
Martin
moves up.
Truex makes that car wide. Short track win number 1 for Martin Truex and Joe Gibbs Toyota.
Man.
Over.
Here comes the white flag, sponsored by Credit One Bank, for Martin Truex of Mayetta, New Jersey.
Way high. Still outside. Still outside. Got plenty of room behind him to bring it back here, bud. Plenty of room behind him. Just bring it back to the checker flag for me, brother.
9-second lead over Alex Bowman. who's going to have a career day. Martin on Monday. Martin Truex wins the Gander RV 400.
Oh, that was awesome.
21st career victory. Elliott, Stenhouse, Butcher. The white flag waves. 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
I didn't think they'd make it to the white flag, but some miraculous way they did.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think the 19 car, after he hit the wall in the beginning of the race, would win it, but he did. Oh, around there goes somebody on the back. I don't know who that was.
11. Boy, heavy.
Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin.
Heavy crash.
Big crash.
Most everybody gets through there. No caution. Checkered flag in the air. Martin Truex wins the Coca-Cola 600.
Don't worry about now.
White flag in the wind. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. 5 times in NASCAR history, the final pass of the race has been Kyle Busch passing Martin Truex for the win.
And one mistake that can happen is coming up right here. This is turn 3, the left-hander going to a right-hand turn 3, downhill into turn 4. You can very easily you'll lose traction breaking into this corner.
I just watched Kyle Busch do those turns 2 and 3, and his car was sideways. I mean, he's pushing hard as he can. He's out of grip. I think he's pretty well had it.
And I think this is why Martin Truex Jr. has been so successful today. His car rotates in the middle of the carousel and launches and drives off of this corner so well that Kyle Busch can't get close enough to him to even outbrake him in turn 7.
Again, I just go back to what Cole Pern said. We got to hope Kyle Busch is using up his stuff because we know how aggressive he is, and I believe that's what happened.
The only last lap pass at Sonoma for the win so far. 1991, when Larry Mack's driver Davey Allison passed Ricky Rudd for the win. Then, of course, there was Tony Stewart and Denny Hamlin, but that was a race of a different sort.
And I was going to say, all those are questionable of whether they were actually passes.
Look at Martin. He looks back, so I think I got this. And guess what? I think he's got it
wow,
too.
6 car lengths in the middle of turn 11, and it might as well be 6 miles. Around the final corner to the checkered flag, Martin Truex Jr.
Way to go, baby. Way to go. Hell yeah, well, it's just an impossible to do. You are the man.
Be more focused.
And now Martin Truex Jr. coming up on 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank. You mentioned organization. If Martin's able to hold on for this final lap, it'll be the 14th win for Joe Gibbs Racing in 27 races. Better than 50% of the races in 2019 have been won by a Joe Gibbs Racing car. Martin Truex Jr. looking for his 5th win of the 2019 season and a pass to the 2nd round of the playoffs. Martin Truex Jr. wins in Vegas. Now, one more time around, the white flag comes out for Martin Truex Jr. He has a championship. He's got a short track win. Did he bring his broom? Because he's about to sweep at Richmond. Back-to-back wins for Martin Truex Jr.
Well, Richmond for the year, and back-to-back victories for this 19 hot rod team. Come on.
These two to fight it out. Coming up on the final lap. One more time around. The gap down to a car length. William Byron, does he have anything? Down the backstretch for the final time. Martin Truex Jr. has dominated at Martinsville. He will have a championship 4 spot.
Some of that, MTJ.
Around the corner, the white flag waving. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Man, look at that car, just still after all these laps, just cut through the corners like that. Impressive run, impressive driving by Martin Truex Jr.
Last fall, he led every stage and got the win. Martin Truex wins Martinsville. First win for crew chief James Small. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Still side by side for 8th. BJ McLeod pulls aside for Martin Truex, who has a 1.8 second lead on Joey Logano. Martin Truex Jr. cruising to his 28th career win in the NASCAR Cup Series. Truex wins Phoenix. And that ties him for 28th on the all-time list.
Truex also, so
Six guys off the pace.
hard on the brakes.
White flag, though. 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. They're going to have to get around Newman in 2, and they do. Ryan Newman going to tough it out on 3 tires to the finish. And coming out of turn 4 for his 29th career win, he's why they call it Martinsville. Martin Truex will go to victory lane in the Blue Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500.
You called it, Jeff. It's been scared the better part of this race.
This time, over 2 seconds here, man. Nothing coming. It's all you.
White flag waves, 1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank. Martin Truex, in the races where he's led more than 200 laps, has not been able to seal the deal. No driver who won a stage at Darlington has ever gone to victory lane. Truex won them both today. Kyle Larson now 2.5 back. Martin Truex Jr. wins the Goodyear 400 at Darlington.
That's an ass whipping right there.
Corner exit here.
That's the gap between 1 and 2. 1 lap to go at Richmond. Martin Truex Jr. looking for his 4th win of 2021. And a spot in the round of 12. A win locks you in. It's going to be Martin Truex Jr. sliding all the way across the finish line at Richmond.